Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. Nearly $500 million worth of speeding tickets are handed out in Australia every year. The majority are fair, but if you've been unfairly fined, there are ways to prove your case.
I knew I wasn't speeding.
It's financial terrorism.
It's happening right around Australia. Innocent drivers taken for a ride,
Don't just blindly pay up.
being issued tickets they don't deserve.
I don't drive like a hoon.
Kelvin Ring considers himself a safe driver.
I'm aware what's going on the road.
So the last thing he expected was to be accused of breaking the law.
I set my cruise control to just a tad under 100, right? And they said I allegedly was doing 105.
When a fine arrived in the mail, Kelvin started the fight to clear his name.
I know I was doing nothing wrong, and I must defend myself.
He turned to the controversial Australian speeding fines website for help.
Our website is there for people who've been unjustly fined.
Mike Palmer says it can not only show you how to find fines, but also how to beat them.
There's letters that you can write in, there's certain proof that you can request, there's freedom of information requests that you can do to find out information about calibration, certification, things like that.
Mike is keen to stress the website doesn't condone speeding, but simply offers a service to drivers who believe they've been unfairly fined.
Has a speed camera ever run out and said stop, slow down? No. Has a speed camera ever run over and performed CPR on someone that was in an accident? No.
When it comes to speed cameras, Mike believes they're nothing more than revenue raisers.
Get them to prove that what they're saying is correct. Because why hand over your hard-earned money and potentially your licence without at least asking a few basic questions?
I was livid. I knew I wasn't speeding. I'd never had a prior speeding ticket.
Buffy Buchanan was shocked when she received not one, but 2 speeding fines in 1 week.
I thought if I had have done it and, cop it on the chin, do the crime, you pay the fine, but I hadn't done it, so I wasn't going to pay it.
The Melbourne mother, who had never received a speeding fine, used the website to get the confidence to take her matter to court. Under oath, she argued she was not speeding, and when it came down to her word against the police, she won.
It's a really good feeling to know that you fought something and won.
According to car insurer Bingle, men are the worst offenders when it comes to speeding, racking up $280 million in fines a year, while women receive more than $198 million in fines.
We might joke about men's need for speed, but it does seem that they are being caught speeding a lot more than women.
Unjust or not, Bingle's Melanie Vine claims speeding fines aren't stopping leadfoots from breaking the law.
It would seem that a lot of drivers are not making changes to their behaviour after receiving a traffic fine.
According to Australian speeding fines, if you do believe you've been wrongly nabbed, here's how you can fight your fine.
If it's speeding fines, when was the equipment last tested? When was it last calibrated? What was it tested and calibrated against? What were the conditions under which it was tested and calibrated? And if they can't prove to you that that instrument, as a scientific instrument, has been properly tested and calibrated, then how can they use it against you as evidence and say that you were speeding?
It's a simple defence Kelvin used, and his fine was dropped.
When they know that you know your rights, then they back off.
And for more details on that story, you can go to our website.